In this episode, Dan exposes all the evidence that the Crown Prosecutor, Gordon Comer, and the RCMP colluded to drop the charges against the watch commander, Arun Kundu Thompson. Dan also shows irrefutable evidence that the RCMP investigates themselves even in the face of obvious conflict of interest, zero transparency, and zero accountability.
Hello, good citizens. My name is Dan. I'm here at the West Shore Community's courthouse. I'm about to submit information for a private prosecution. And on July 25th, 2018, I was arrested outside of the West Shore RCMP detachment for taking photographs, video, and film from a public sidewalk, from public property. When the police came out, they immediately demanded my ID. And they said that if I didn't provide my ID, I would be arrested for public mischief, which that charge doesn't even apply. And as I was on public property and I wasn't breaking any laws, I declined to provide my ID. And I was subsequently arrested and had my cell phone and 4 cameras confiscated. As a result of that, and for why I'm here today, I'm here to press criminal charges against the watch commander, the West Shore RCMP. His name is Arun Kundu Thompson. I might be pronouncing that wrong, but so be it. And count 1 is mischief. Count 2 is extortion. And count 3 is criminal harassment. So I'm just about to head inside and have my paperwork sworn in and signed by myself and a justice of the peace, and this private prosecution will proceed. Now, this isn't the first time I've done this. If you watch my videos on a regular basis, you'll know that I've done this before when the police break the law. And typically what happens is the Crown Prosecutors find some sort of excuse to drop the charges before it even gets before a judge. And even though I haven't submitted the paperwork yet, I'm going to go ahead and make that prediction right here and now. So I'm just about to head inside. My good friend Bruce Dean is going to wait outside for me here. You're not allowed to bring cameras in, so we're not going to be recording any of that. And here we go. Woo! Alrighty, so we just submitted the informations for a private prosecution for the watch commander at West Shore RCMP. His name is Arun Kundu Thompson. And I've just submitted and sworn and signed this information for a private prosecution for count 1 mischief, count 2 extortion, and count 3 criminal harassment. And I do have the paperwork. This is an application to a judge, and I now have a court date to return and fix a date for a process hearing as per the Criminal Code of Canada. I want to thank my friend Bruce Dean for showing up and providing his services, as I don't have any cameras or a cell phone myself because they've all been confiscated. So thanks for watching, stay tuned, and I'll have more on this later.
sent by unknown caller.
Mr. Staff Sergeant Sandu, West Shore RCMP, 250-474-2264. I'm calling in regards to the private information you laid at the Western Communities Court. I'm hoping you're available to come in for a statement with respect to that, let's say Tuesday, September the 18th, around 10 a.m. if you're available. Again, my number here is 250-474-2264. Thank you.
Morning, West Shore RCMP switchboard.
Hi, good morning. I'm returning a call for Staff Sergeant Sandu.
One moment, please.
Staff Sergeant Sandu.
Hi, sir. It's Dan calling.
Dan.
Dan.
Oh, hey, Mr. How are we doing?
Good. How are you, sir?
Good. I was calling you with respect to the incident that happened at the office. You laid a private information at the court office, Western Communities. I'm wondering if you're available to come in to provide a statement with respect to the incident.
Yeah, sure. Let me just bring you up to speed on the file here, because there's some things you're not aware of here just yet. So this matter is actually still under investigation, and I'd have to go through all of the property upon its return to me. And depending on what gets returned out of what was taken on the date of the offense, there may be additional charges laid. So if there's anything missing, like any video or audio gets deleted or searched, then I'll have to take that into consideration and possibly swear in additional charges. Also, if any of the property, including all the audio and video, is fully returned, I'd need time to review all that before making any statements.
Okay, so my thoughts are is that you've laid in information already with respect to certain matters, and that's what I want to get a statement from. There could be additional stuff that comes down the road, and we'll deal with that as it happens. However, with respect to the allegations that are currently made, I'm looking for a statement from you on that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, see, the thing with that is by you contacting me, this actually goes against Crown Counsel's policy for their private prosecutions. This should actually be sent to like a special prosecutor from Vancouver, because like everyone knows the outcome. Like if you guys are, you know, like when was the last time you two guys had lunch together, right? Who paid last time?
Yeah, I think you're right out to lunch on that. Your opinion.
Yeah.
Okay, so my position is this. We've been requested by Crown Counsel to conduct this investigation, and part of that process is asking you for a statement with respect to the allegations that you've made. And it's a simple for me, either yes or no, you're going to come in and give me a statement on the allegations you've made that are currently before the court, and that's what I'm asking for.
Yeah, I definitely could, but like I said, according to Crown Counsel's own policy, this actually goes against their policy.
Well, I can't deal with those matters because we've been tasked with this investigation.
Yeah, because
are you available tomorrow to come in for a statement?
Because what we're supposed to do, actually, according to the criminal code, is we're supposed to actually go before a judge in a process hearing. Criminal code doesn't say anything about how I have to go to a police station and give a statement to the police.
You don't have to do anything, don't get me wrong. But you've made some allegations.
Yeah.
We're tasked with the investigation. And part of that, an important step of that, is a statement from you.
Yeah, see, you're actually incorrect, because it's supposed to go before a judge. And also the other thing, too, is I'm actually facing criminal charges myself, 1 count mischief, 1 count obstructing police. So until that matter has concluded, I can't give any statements until that's completely concluded, because that would be inappropriate, because it's still all before the courts. I do have one question. If we do an interview, can I audio record it? Hello?
Yeah, I'm just thinking about this, because the statement wouldn't be with me, it would be with an investigator I signed to do this interview. I don't see an issue with it.
Okay. Okay. Well, once all the property is returned, and I make sure that there's nothing missing.
I couldn't tell you when that property is going to be returned.
Yeah.
The matter before, what I'm dealing with right now is your private information.
Yeah.
with respect to those allegations, are you prepared to come in and give me a statement tomorrow?
Once all the properties return and I've gone through all the property and make sure that it's all still there's nothing missing, including video and audio files.
I would say it's fair to say at this point you're not prepared to come in.
Sorry, I wasn't finished.
Sure.
And once the charges that I'm facing have concluded, then I can definitely do something but then again, by that time, we've probably going to already have the process hearing in front of a judge. And I think making a statement at that point would be sort of like a moot point, like that process would already have passed.
Okay. So I guess at this particular point, you're not prepared to come in and give me a statement.
It's not that I'm not prepared to. I can't.
I would say you could, but again, it's up to you. So your position is you can't come and give me a statement.
I can't because I need my property returned. I need to review the footage. I need to make sure that it's all still there and there's nothing missing and there's no additional charges that I need to swear in.
But again, like I've said, that can be dealt with down the road. But the allegations that you have currently made is what we're dealing with.
Yeah, that's right.
My position is I've asked if you'd come in tomorrow to give me a statement. Your position is at this point you can't.
Not until the properties return, until I've reviewed it all, make sure there's nothing missing, and then I'd have to have my criminal charges would have to be concluded, right? Because it's still before the courts.
No worries. Like I said, I'm doing a response back to Crown.
Yeah.
And my position is that I've spoken with you.
Yeah.
And at this point, your position is that you can't come give me a statement until your property is returned.
And until my criminal matter has concluded.
Until your criminal matter.
And also the Crown Council's policy on private prosecutions. According to their policy, by you calling me, this is actually inappropriate.
Well, I'll leave you to take that up with Crown.
I appreciate it, sir.
Okay.
Thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
Have a good day, sir.
Bye now.
Thank you.
So today is September 28th, 2018. And I've received a letter in the mail from the Ministry of Attorney General, BC Prosecution Service. And I haven't read it yet, but I'm already alarmed because they've sent me a letter before they've reviewed my videos, or I've given a statement, or even had a court appearance on this. So I'm just about to read it now, and I'll put some pics up on the screen here. And I think I know how this is going to go. Well, here it is, folks. As predicted, it says here this action is against Arun Kundu Thompson, stay of proceedings. And a stay of proceedings is exactly that. The prosecution against the RCMP watch commander that I've laid criminal charges against has been stayed. It's been terminated. So it says here, the Criminal Appeals and Special Prosecution Office has completed a review of the above noted information pursuant to the Crown Council Policy Manual CHA1, the Charge Assessment Guidelines. This policy can be found online. The material reviewed included the private information, and the private information is the single sheet of paper where I hand wrote out the 3 criminal offenses that I'm charging Arun Kundu Thompson with. Other than that, there's no information on it. You wouldn't be able to do a charge approval assessment on that sheet of paper. There's no information in there that you could rely on to approve the charges. So I'm laughing that he even put it in there. And number 2, he's used the West Shore RCMP file investigative report. That's the police report that the 3 police officers that arrested me. So they've written statements, and that's in the report. And this guy was privileged to it. I haven't seen it yet. And so this guy was privileged to it, and he used those 3 police officers' statements, and that's it. That's all he used. So what about the videos? What about all the footage on all the cameras? He didn't use any of that? All right, well, let's continue. It says, based upon a review of all this material, which is missing all of the material, and applying the CHA1 guidelines. Now that's odd because he's actually using the wrong policy. Well, he's putting the cart before the horse here, because there's another policy that he's supposed to use before this, and he doesn't mention it here, which is odd. So he says, applying the CHA1 guidelines, it is our conclusion that the charge assessment standard is not met. As a result, our office has intervened and directed the clerk of the court to direct a stay of proceedings on the information. A copy of the letter is attached. As a result of the stay of proceedings, the appearance for 27th of September 2018 is vacated, and that date was for the process hearing. So I actually had a date to go before a judge and give my evidence or tell my story or whatever, and then a judge could make a decision on whether or not to summons Arun Kundu-Thomsen on the 3 charges or more or less or whatever. So that process hearing for September 27th, 2018 is now vacated. And here is a second page that came with this letter, and this is what this is all sent by Gordon Comer here. I should have mentioned that in the first page, but Gordon Comer, he's included so he's dropped the charges against Arun Kundu-Thomsen, and this is the document doing so. You can see at the top, it's addressed to the clerk of the court for the Western Communities Provincial Court, which is the court that I submitted the paperwork to. And it says, attention Justice of the Peace, dear Sir, Madam, Western Community Court file yada yada, the informant Dan against Arun Kundu-Thomsen, stay of proceedings. The Crown is directing a stay of proceedings in the matter of Arun Kundu-Thomsen, 3 charges, mischief, extortion, criminal harassment, location, Langford, BC, date, September 10th, 2018. Uh-oh. And it says at the bottom here, next appearance, 27th of September, 9 a.m. And that's the process hearing that I was just telling you about, which they've now canceled. Okay, well, thanks, Gordon Comer. So this is very alarming. Most people wouldn't pick this up right away, but if you see, remember I said uh-oh at the date, the 10th of September, 2018. So I did, when I read this originally, I did a quick little reference, and the previous update was a Staff Sergeant Sandhu, Raj Sandhu from West Shore RCMP had left a voicemail. As you recall, he wanted me to come in and give a statement. He wanted to, him or somebody that he assigns was going to investigate their own boss, the watch commander, who probably bought them all lunch earlier that day. And that voicemail, I got it on September 14th, 2018. After this guy, Gord Comer, has already dropped the charges. So that's very sneaky. They've dropped the charges. A week later, they call me and say, hey, can we get an interview from you? A statement from you? Can we get some information on maybe we could use to prosecute you in retaliation? So what I think Gord Comer's done is he's told the police that he's already dropped the charges, and if they want, they've got some time. He's going to hold off on sending me this letter. I forgot to include this in the picture, but he sent this letter on September 21st. So if you can, September 21st, 2018. So Gord dropped the charges. He sent this letter here to the Justice of the Peace in Western Communities Provincial Court, September 10th, 2018, to drop the charges. And I guess he just told the police, well, I'll give you guys a week or two to try and squeeze what you can out of this guy. We'll try to pull the wool over his eyes, and we won't show him where we keep the kangaroo food. But you guys got some time to squeeze some info out of him so we could nail him. We can hem him up on all this stuff. And that's obviously what they tried to do. September 10th, 2018, charges dropped. September 17th, 2018, I call them back for an interview. Why would they need an interview if they've already dropped the charges? Interesting. Now let's have a closer look at what Gordon Comer did here, because one of the things that Gordon Comer did not do here is Gordon Comer was supposed to use a Crown Council policy called PRI-1, and that's the guidelines for a private prosecution, which this is. This is a private prosecution. So why didn't he mention that he used the PRI-1 policy guidelines? Not mentioned here, Gord. And the other thing that's pretty obvious here is Gord did not review the material of all of my videos that the police have custody of. So I would not have been able to provide Gordon Comer with these videos. The police have them all. So why didn't Gordon Comer review the videos that the police have? Clearly, Gordon Comer only used the West Shore RCMP file. The statements that the police wrote that arrested me. That's it. That's all he used. Nothing else. Even though the entirety of the incident was caught on video and it's in the possession of the police. So now, usually when I get a letter like this from a public servant, usually at the end of the letter it says, oh, if you got any questions or concerns, you can find me at this number, or here's my email, or something like that. Gordon Comer didn't provide me with any of that. He provided me with a mailing address. A mailing address. Okay, well, thankfully Gord Comer is a public servant, so a quick Google search. Oh, here he is. Here's Gord Comer. Here's his phone number. Hey, let's give Gord Comer a call, shall we?
Gord Comer.
Morning, Gord.
Morning.
How you doing?
Good, thanks. Who's calling, please?
It's Dan.
Oh, hi, Dan. How are you?
I'm good, sir. How are you? Hey, I just wanted to confirm, somebody sent me a letter with your name on it. I'm not sure. There's no contact information here, so I just want to make sure you actually sent it.
Okay.
Did you send me a letter on September 21st, 2018?
Who's calling, please?
Dan.
Yes, I did.
Oh, okay. Because usually when a public servant sends me a letter like this, they leave their contact information at the bottom. Usually something like, if you have any questions or concerns, get me at this phone number or whatever.
Now, you have my address. You can put it in writing if you have any questions.
Yeah, sure. I was just curious because it says that you reviewed the private information in the West Shore RCMP file.
Yes?
And it says that you use the Crown Council policy, the CHA1 for charge assessment guidelines.
Yes, that's what the letter says.
Yeah, so I noticed that you didn't use the Crown Council's own policy for private prosecutions.
Yes, I do.
Okay. Because according to your own policy, you're supposed to review everything that I have.
Okay.
Yeah. So
if you have a complaint about that, you can put that in writing.
no, I don't have a complaint about it. I'm just wondering why you didn't follow your own policy.
I'm wondering why you're saying that I didn't, review something that you had, but you didn't give it to the police.
Well, they have it actually. See, you took
You need to put this in writing.
you took a report that they wrote, and you used that for a stay of proceedings. You didn't follow your own policy, and now there's going to be a half-an-hour video that shows that the police lied, and you only used that to stay the proceedings.
You can put that in
Yeah.
order to me if you like.
So it sounds like you got a guilty conscience there, Gord.
Sir, put it in writing. I'm not going to have a discussion about it. If you have a concern about it, if you have something for me, you can mail it.
Yeah, which you're not going to respond because you didn't follow your own policy and you've just committed fraud against the public trust. And as you'll remember in the earlier parts, it turns out that the criminal charges that I laid against Arun Kundu Thompson, they were actually dropped by Gord Comer. And a few days later, I got a message on my voicemail from one of the staff sergeants at the West Shore RCMP, Raj Sandhu, and he wanted me to come in for an interview or a statement. He also said that, because I asked him, I said, is it okay if I audio record the statement if I do come in? And he said he didn't have an issue with it. However, since I was facing criminal charges and I didn't have my property and I wasn't able to review the footage before I made a statement, I basically said that I can't make a statement. I can't make a statement until I get my property back. I can't make a statement until the criminal matter against me is concluded. So now that we know that Gordon Comer has already dropped the charges and Staff Sergeant Sandhu has called me for a statement regarding the charges that I had laid against his watch commander. You know, the guy that buys everyone lunch all the time. So I'm going to call him back and try to see what the heck's going on here. Why is he calling me for a statement 4 days after the charges have already been dropped by Gordon Comer? So you're going to hear that phone call next. And then after that, I got a little sweet treat for y'all. We're going to dip into, because all this is happening in September 2018. And so I want to try to keep like monthly updates kind of in the same video. But we're going to trickle into October here just a little bit after we hear the phone call. And I got a surprise for y'all at the end of this video. So even after this phone call, I'm going to talk about the phone call after the phone call. But after that, there's a sweet little tidbit at the end of this video. You guys are not going to believe it. You're going to flip right out. Anyway, here's the phone call where I'm calling Raj Sandhu back. He's a staff sergeant at West Shore RCMP. He wanted me to come in to give a statement, and I found out later that the charges were already dropped. So now I'm calling him back to see what was up with that. Here it is.
Morning, West Shore RCMP switchboard.
Hi, good morning. I'm returning a call for Staff Sergeant Sandhu.
1 moment, please.
Staff Sergeant Sandy.
Hey, Sarge, what's up?
Good. What's going on?
Just thought I'd give you a quick call here because I got a couple of questions for you.
Okay. Who am I talking to?
Oh, it's Dan.
Dan. For who?
Dan.
And oh, Mr.
Yes, sir.
Sorry
Hi,
about that.
Not a problem.
No problem. Can you come down and see me, or I'm kind of in a couple of things right now. Do you have time tomorrow to pop by and see me then?
I'll be working tomorrow.
Okay. How about?
I'm free today, but I just had a couple of questions. Is there like a warrant or something?
Or
My arrest?
not that I know of.
Okay, I'm just wondering why you want me to come in.
Okay. If you want to discuss things or whatever else.
No, I just had a couple.
I normally do it in person because first of all, I don't know your voice, right?
Oh, okay.
So you tell me you're so and so. I'm not sure either, right?
Okay.
Personally, when I talk about a file, it's one-on-one.
Okay, well the file is 18.5.
I understand the file number, right?
Yeah.
I don't have time right now. However, let's say today is Wednesday. How about Friday?
Friday works. Yeah.
Okay, so can we say Friday tentatively for 9:30?
Sure. Yeah, I'll call you then.
Do you want to pop by the office at 9:30?
I live out in Victoria, so.
Okay. Now you wanted to talk about the file.
I just had 2 questions.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is actually I'll get Sergeant Pask is the investigator on the file.
Okay.
Why don't I get him to give you a call?
Sounds good.
Okay, so how? Let's see here. The 9th. Why don't I have him give you a call on the 9th because he's back on the 9th?
Okay, it's a pretty important, pressing question, but
unfortunately, like I said, I've got people just waiting outside my office here to come in.
I understand.
So
I won't hold you up.
I will have him get a hold of you on October the 9th.
That's Sunday?
No, October the 9th
sorry.
is a Tuesday.
I still haven't flipped my calendar from September here.
Yeah, October the 9th is a Tuesday.
Okay, Tuesday, how about the 10th, Wednesday, because I won't be home at all Tuesday.
Okay.
Sometime around 10 a.m. if that's okay.
Sounds good.
I'll definitely be home then.
Okay.
Appreciate your time.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
You're right.
Bye. Well, sorry about that. So not really much to that call, but now here's the thing. He said that he was going to get the investigator of the file. Okay, so that's the file that they have of me laying the criminal charges against their watch commander, Arun Kundu Thompson. Okay, so the police officer, he said it was Sergeant Pask. Now I didn't know this at the time, but I found out later just who Sergeant Pask is. That's P-A-S-K. So the guy who's investigating this file, where I laid criminal charges against their watch commander, Arun Kundu-Thomsen, the guy who's investigating was one of the police officers that arrested me. The big fella, you remember, the guy that took my picture? Yeah, he's investigating the criminal charges I laid against the watch commander. Arun Kundu Thompson. And if you watch the video of my arrest, you'll see that a large white supervisor SUV pulls up. And it's actually the watch commander, Arun Kundu Thompson, and Sergeant Pask that actually get out of this vehicle and then approach me. So the guy that arrested me, or participated in my arrest, as per his watch commander, is now tasked with investigating. He's investigating the file where I've laid criminal charges against his watch commander. The guy that stood there and basically participating in arresting me. The guy that he was riding in the supervisor vehicle with when they arrived and approached me. Do you think they were just coming back from lunch? Who do you think paid for lunch? Who do you think paid last time? Any guesses? I have this saying now, and it goes something like this. My boss just bought me lunch and now I have to investigate him. I bet you that's what Sergeant Pask said when he was handed the file to investigate the criminal charges against his watch commander boss that had just bought him lunch that day. Or, well, whoever paid last time. Even I can't keep track. Well, that's interesting. And that explains why Gordon Comer wasn't privileged to all my videos. Remember how he used the information and the West Shore RCMP file, the statements that all the police wrote, one of them being the investigator of the file in which the charges were dropped and no evidence was ever reviewed? Well, now we know why Gordon Comer wasn't sent the videos. It's because it was all being held back and suppressed by the investigator of the file, the guy that participated in arresting me. The big fella that took my picture, Sergeant Pask. So, that's how we do it. That's how we do accountability in British Columbia. We create conflicts of interest and ask them to investigate each other. Here, Sergeant Pask, here's a police file. We need you to investigate our watch commander. You know, the guy that just bought you lunch today? Would you mind investigating this guy? Yeah, it was brought on by the guy where you stood by and watched him get arrested and then participated in his arrest. You can't make this stuff up. So, I waited around on October 10th, 2018, around 10 a.m., the time Sergeant Pask was supposed to call me and I could ask him what was going on with this file. Why are they asking me for a statement when the charge is already dropped? But Sergeant Pask never called. And when I got home later that evening, there was no voicemail left by Sergeant Pask. So Sergeant Pask completely avoided me and intentionally did not call me back. Oh, thanks for your cooperation, Sergeant Pask. Speaking of stuff you can't make up, remember earlier I said I was going to save you a little tidbit for the end of this video? Okay, well, here it is. So what you just saw, what you just heard, that was in late September 2018. So sometime the next month, October 2018, ironically, the same month, the same time where I had my first appearance in criminal court over getting arrested by Arun Kundu Thompson. Check this out. According to his own credentials in his LinkedIn account, under honors and awards, it looks like he got a clasp with a Bronze Star, 25 years of service with the Royal Canadian Mounted Police in October 2018, same month of my first appearance in criminal court, for 25 years of irreproachable character. Let's look that up real quick. What the heck does irreproachable mean anyways? Have you ever wondered? Let's look. Irreproachable. Beyond criticism, faultless. Here's some similar words. Impeccable, exemplary, model, copybook, immaculate, outstanding, exceptional, admirable, meritorious, honorable, consummate, perfect, ideal, above reproach, beyond reproach, blameless, faultless, flawless, guiltless, unimpeachable, unblemished, untarnished, stainless, spotless, pure, sinless, innocent, squeaky clean, whiter than white, Snow White. Well, I guess that explains why they had to drop the charges that I laid against them so quick and so fast. Because if they let that slide, if they let this go ahead, right? Bye-bye medal for our terrorism expert, Canada's top terrorism cop. Da-da-da-da. According to his credentials, he's like the best cop, not only in Canada, but possibly the world, especially in this day and age. Anyways, that's going to do it for this video. Let me know what you think about Sergeant Pask, the guy that participated in my arrest, being the investigator of the file and where I filed criminal charges against his boss, who just took him out for lunch that same day that they arrested me. Yep, he's the investigator of the file. He stood there and participated in my arrest. And what do you think about in October 2018, a couple of months after I was falsely arrested, and the same month that I had my first appearance in court, in criminal court, spoiler, that's going to be the next video. What do you think about Arun Kundu Thompson, Canada's top terrorism cop, getting the this award here for his irreproachable character for 25 years? Geez, you know, it makes me wonder, do these RCMP members ever get stripped of medals where it founds out that they were obtained fraudulently? I wonder if, like, public outcry has anything to do with that. I guess we'll never know. Or will we?